Over the past 2 months, it's been difficult not to notice upon walking into a grocery store, a pharmacy, or a shopping mall, the colors pink, red, and white, especially in the shape of a heart. Candy hearts, balloon hearts, chocolate box hearts, teddy bears with hearts, and cards covered from top to bottom with hearts. The colors and the heart shape, of course not to be confused with the actual heart, which look nothing alike, have come to symbolize the word, the feeling, and the essence of love. And this past week, many Americans set aside time, or were forced to set aside time, to honor the idea that love can materialize, be realized, and be enhanced with the exchange of flowers, candy, cards, teddy bears, and other more personal things. Now, this day dedicated to love, in some capacity, has come to represent that with the simple acknowledgement of giving and receiving items, individuals' intentions are clarified, feelings are expressed, and love is realized. While this notion that love's existence and expression can be summed up by swapping things makes for great romantic movie plots and causes advertisers for flower shops, candy manufacturers, greeting card distributors, and teddy bear makers to salivate, love is much more of a complex word, whose essence cannot simply be explained or defined. For love needs to be experienced, it needs to be acted upon, and it needs to be mutually accepted to appreciate its potential. See, our Torah understands this concept, especially in the relationship between God and the Israelites. In last week's Torah portion, we read the 10 Commandments, the first of which is, Anochi Adonai Elohecha, I am the Lord your God. Considered the first commandment, it's not even really a commandment at all, but rather an utterance affirming God's existence and oneness in our world. Now, the medieval Jewish philosopher Maimonides confirmed this idea and expounded that while it doesn't actually command anyone to do anything, this was the greatest commandment of all, for it is the basis of monotheism and for all that follows. Now, based on this, one might conclude that given the significance of this affirmation, I am the Lord thy God, so too then would loving God with all of our heart be the most essential component to our Jewish identities. Fascinatingly, however, in the entire first 5 books of Moses, we are told to love God only 6 times, the most famous of which comes from Deuteronomy, and one we just read in our prayer book, V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. In comparison, within this Shabbat's Torah portion, Mishpatim, we find the first 2 appearances of the words, do not oppress the stranger. This directive, which might seem less important due to its exclusion from the Decalogue, is a statement that occurs 36 times in our Torah. For comparison's sake, we are told to perform an action instrumental in building strong relationships, not to oppress someone, 6 times more than we are instructed to love God. In this mathematical instance, we see that how we establish and cultivate relationships is of greater concern to our biblical narrative than simply stating love. This recognition by our Torah shows that even though the word love is an important feeling to express, it is a vague and hard to define concept. Due to this, our Torah teaches that consistent actions, more than blanket statements of love, provide the foundation for it, its existence, and its expression. Thus, the text's constant repetition to not oppress the stranger reminds us not only that it is vital to treat others with respect and to do them no harm, but also the demonstration of love occurs through our actions, even to those we've never met, which is far more important than simply saying, "I love you." Returning to the banner colors, red, white, and pink, ironically, I wore a pink tie. I actually just thought of it sitting back there. As well as the heart emblem, giving and receiving in Mass this past week. The gift represents only a moment, one time a year, to celebrate those we love. Yet the expression of love and the acts at the basis of loving relationships, selflessness, faithfulness, devotion, cannot be whittled down to a day. Instead, our expression of love and celebration of love to others, even when going through difficult times, is an ongoing experience. And through this daily affection, may we, with those we offer our love to, find greater meaning, appreciation, and acceptance for the word and experience of love. Shabbat Shalom.